Namaste, dear students. In this session of Object-Oriented Programming using C++ course, we'll be discussing about the primitive data types and structured data types. Firstly, let us see the learning objectives. In this session, we try to understand the primitive data types and structured data types available in C++ programming language. We also learn how to write C++ programs with the help of these primitive data types and structured data types. At the end of this session, students will have knowledge about the primitive and structured data types in C++ and how to implement them in programs to solve the real-world problems. Let us know what are the primitive data types. The data types that are built in or already predefined and that can be used by the user to declare variables are called as primitive data types. Example: integer, character, float, etc. Primitive data type is either of the following. It can be a basic type provided by a programming language as a basic building block. The compiler of the programming language specifies the memory requirements and the physical representation of primitive data type values. A built-in type is a data type for which the programming language provides built-in support. This is a diagram in which the data types in C++ are clearly specified. The data types in CPP are majorly categorized into three types: primary, derived, and user-defined. You can see the list of data types in each of these categories in the diagram. So the primitive data types are built-in or predefined data types and can be used directly by the user to declare variables. Example: int, char, float, bool, etc. These are the primitive data types provided by C++ language: integer, character, boolean, floating point, double floating point, and void. To declare any variable of integer data type, keyword int is being used. The integer values require 4 bytes of memory and the value ranges from -2147483648 to +2147483647. It means any value which exceeds this range will be wrongly interpreted. The next data type is character. The character data type helps us for storing character values. The keyword used for specifying this type of value is char, that is CHAR. As the C++ uses ASCII, so it requires 1 byte of memory and the value ranges from -128 to 127 or 0 to 255, which means we are allowed to specify maximum 256 characters for a character data type, in which the first 128 characters are called as standard ASCII characters and the remaining 128 characters are called as extended ASCII character set. The next data type is float. It is used for storing single precision floating point values or decimal values. The keyword used for floating point data type is float, F-L-O-A-T, in lowercase. Float variables typically requires 4 bytes of memory space. Next is the double data type. This data type is used for storing double precision floating point values or decimal values, and the keyword is double. Double variables typically requires 8 bytes of memory space. The next one is wide. Wide means without any value. Wide data type represents a valueless entity. This in detail we will be discussing later with the help of some programming examples. Wide data type is used for those function which doesn't returns a value. Now let us see a C++ program example. This program displays the memory used by the data types. That is the number of bytes required by the built-in data types in C++. To display the amount of memory required by the data types, C++ provides a function called sizeof, and the parameter is the keyword which we use to specify the respective variables. As we can see here in the first line, size of char, which means the character data type. Next, integer, short int, long int, float, and then double. In the output we can see the size of char is 1, integer is 4, short int is 2, long int is 4, float requires 4 bytes of memory, and double requires 8 bytes of memory. This program displays the amount of memory required by these data types. Now let us see another example. This program will read and display values using primitive data types. We have considered 4 data types in this program: integer, character, float, and double. The identifiers we have used are I, CH, F, and D. We can also use any other suitable names for these variables. We are reading the values for these 4 variables using cin statement, which is an input statement in C++, cin I, cin ch, cin f, cin d, and displaying the same with the help of the cout statements. The last 4 cout statements displays the values that we read and assign to these 4 variables belonging to the 4 different data types. Here is the output of this program. 123A 12.3 12.333333, and the same will be displayed. Moving next, Structured data types. It is a way of including some customized support for representing the complex things from the real world. Virtually all languages have included some mechanisms for creating complex data objects. Structured data types are formed using elementary data objects. A structured data type is a type in which each value is a collection of component items, which means the entire collection has a single name and each component can be accessed individually. Structured data type usually contains a collection of data members and function members, what we call as methods, that manipulate the data contained in the class. Examples for structured data types are class, structure, and union. Let us recall what we have discussed in this session. We got to know about what is data type and what are the data types provided by C++ programming language. The structured data types available in C++ and examples implementing these all concepts. Now let us have some multiple choice questions. Question number 1, pick the odd one out from the following options. Option A, array. Option B, character. Option C, boolean. Option D, integer. And the correct answer is array. Second question, the value 132.54 can be represented using which data type? Option A, wide. Option B, double. Option C, int. Option D, char. And the correct answer is option B, the double data type. Third question, fourth question, which data type is used to represent the absence of parameters? Option A, int. Option B, short. Option C, wide. Option D, float. And the correct answer is option C, wide. Question 5, what does a class in C++ holds? Option A, data. Option B, functions. Option C, both data and functions. Option D, none of the above. And the correct answer is option C, both data and functions. So these are the references for the further studies. Thank you.